Hello and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, Trista Littell interviews me about the Office of Justice and Peace and the upcoming Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mass and Award Ceremony. Father Michael Russo's talk in this segment, What It Means to Be Catholic, is titled Joy. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Jarrell, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Jarrell about Bishop Jarrell's 10th anniversary here in the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. And now, Catholic news on this December 16th weekend. In preparation for the celebration of Christmas, the Lafayette Diocese encourages everyone to participate in the many Advent missions and penance services which will be offered in the church parishes. People are also encouraged to refer to their local church parish bulletins for information on any additional events which may be scheduled. St. Peter's Church in Carencro will host the Person of Christ from December 17th through the 19th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. nightly. The presenter will be Father Michael Champagne. Immaculate Conception Church in Morris will host its Advent Parish Mission at 6 p.m. on December 18th. The presenter will be Father Kendall Falk. St. Teresa's Church in Crowley will host its Advent Parish Mission from December 18th through the 20th, beginning at 5 p.m. nightly. St. John the Baptist Church in Lions Point will host its Advent Parish Mission at 6 p.m. on December 20th. The presenter will be Father Kendall Falk. Opelousas Catholic School will host the annual basketball game fundraiser to benefit the seminarians of the Lafayette Diocese on Tuesday, December 18th. The game will be held inside the school gymnasium and will feature the Running Ravs versus the Slammin' Sims. The Fun-Filled Family event, sponsored by the St. Landry Church, Knights of Columbus, helps to promote vocations as it supports the Diocese of Lafayette Office of Religious Vocations and Opelousas Catholic School. For more information, call 942-9701. Our Lady of Sorrows Retreat Center in St. Martinville will host a day of recollection for men and women considering a vocation to the priesthood or consecrated life on Saturday, December 22nd. The event will be conducted from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. and will include the celebration of Mass as well as adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. Men and women who have responded in faith to a religious vocation will be on hand to offer their testimonies, and participants are asked to bring a brown bag lunch. For more information, please contact Father Michael Champagne at 394-6550. St. Pius X Church in Lafayette has begun a parish-based program called Catholics Returning Home, which is designed to reach out to non-practicing Catholics with an invitation for them to return to the Catholic Church. As part of the program, St. Pius X Church will host a special evangelization workshop from 9 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, January 19th. The workshop will feature Sally L. Muse, author of the book entitled Catholics Returning Home. The workshop is ideal for anyone involved in church ministry. The cost is $5 per person, which includes light refreshments and lunch. Registration forms are available at www.stpius10church.net. Additional information may be requested by calling 296-6713. Coming up next, Trista Littell interviews me about the Office of Justice and Peace and the upcoming Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mass Award Ceremony.
Welcome to Tell the People. I'm Trista Littell, and joining me today is Stephanie Bernard, the Director of Black Catholic Ministries and the Program Coordinator for Justice and Peace. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you, Trista.
Stephanie, you're going to be talking to us today about the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Mass and Award Celebration.
Yes.
Tell us about that. When is that going to be held, and give us the particulars on it, please.
Well, it's our annual celebration for Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. It's an award celebration as well as a Mass, and our celebration is scheduled for January 18th, 2013, a Friday evening. It starts at 7 p.m., and it's at St. John's Cathedral. And each year our bishop, Bishop Michael Gerald, is the celebrant, and we normally invite a priest from our diocese to be the homilist.
And who will that be this year?
This year our homilist is Father Michael Sikorsky, the pastor of St. Joseph's in Maurice, known as Father Mike.
Father Mike.
Yes.
Now, about how many people, and what's the purpose of it? How many people are you expecting?
Well, normally, I mean, we have a full cathedral. The recipients, we normally honor at least 60 to 65 people from the Diocese of Lafayette, from our church parishes, and the whole award process is where we recognize people, individuals, who exemplify the traits of Dr. Martin Luther King. These people, on a daily basis, they visit the prison, they tend to the sick, they do things around the church parish, often, you know, not really recognized because they're not doing it for the recognition. It's honoring their baptismal call to just serve, you know, in the church parish.
Living out their mission to serve.
Living out their mission to serve.
Now, recently, I mentioned earlier that you were Director of Black Catholic Ministries and Program Coordinator for Justice and Peace. The Program Coordinator for Justice and Peace is a new appointment.
Exactly.
You want to tell us about that?
Well, the Office of Justice and Peace, the mission of that office is to fulfill the principles of social justice by integrating the full body of Catholic social teaching. And we do that by, like, we have our program where we work with the prison ministries in our diocese. We have a social for those who work with prison. In prison ministry. We also have programs for children whose parents are incarcerated. We do our annual Child Smile program.
That's
so
right.
yeah,
Around this time.
Exactly. We have a lot of things going in. I actually, the appointment was effective November 5th, and it was one where here is the appointment, and you know, there's a lot of ongoing programs.
Well, and it was a natural flow because you've been involved in much of that throughout your life anyway.
Yes, way back when I actually was the secretary for the Office of Justice and Peace and Parish Services. So it's almost like I'm going full circle.
But now you're the director,
well,
the program coordinator of that particular
office. It's an interesting, I mean, I really enjoy it. It's a ministry that I've always enjoyed.
And you do a lot of care, information on care of the elderly or
Yes, we have a pastoral commission where the people, there's a commission of people, and they bring to our attention the needs of the elderly. One upcoming thing that they'll be working on is actually a survey for nursing home ministry. Oftentimes we forget about, you know, our people in the nursing homes, so we really need to be mindful of their needs, and so that's one of the things that we'll be working on. So when you look at the Office of Justice and Peace, it's basically, you know, caring for and carrying out the needs of people. You know, it's all about human dignity.
And that works really closely with our Office of Pro-Life Apostolate. It all goes hand in hand, care womb to tomb and everything in between.
Yes.
Absolutely, not forgetting about those at the end of life.
That's true.
Well, I know you've been working for the diocese a long time. You want to give us a little bit of the history of what you've done?
Well, I actually started working for the diocese in 1984 in the Office of Religious Education as the audiovisual librarian. Did that for a while. Went over to St. Anthony's here in Lafayette as the director for religious ed. Came back into the diocese in the Office of Pastoral Ministry, and with Sister Carmelita, who's the director then, and then went back into religious ed, and then in 2002 I was appointed as the director for Black Catholic Ministries, and I really enjoyed it. It's the only work I've ever known, and you know, basically almost 28 years with the diocese in different ministries. meeting wonderful people, just carrying out, again, the ministry of the church.
Well, we still have a little bit of time. Do you want to maybe share some of the things that will be coming up?
Well, we are looking into doing a workshop for Eucharistic ministers, those who work with nursing home, doing workshops for prison ministers. We are actually doing our annual Angola trip. The diocese provides transportation for individuals who have people that are incarcerated and they can't afford to visit their people, and so we sponsor 2 trips to Angola, and so we'll be doing that and closer to Christmas, and then there's one in doing Easter, just before Easter. We'll sponsor a trip to Angola, and so it's ongoing. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. Again, I mentioned a survey for those who work with the elderly in the nursing home ministry. We have just a lot of ongoing things. I mean, we also have the Catholic Campaign Against Poverty, so we will be looking into doing some things for that. A lot of workshops and providing counselors for people who are victims of violence. I mean, we really need to look at every aspect of life for people. Hopefully, we won't have any long-term disaster recovery because the office for many years was involved in providing support and help for people who had suffered at the hands of a disaster here in our diocese. But we pray that we never have to do that. But we never
you have
know.
To be prepared
Exactly.
in the event. Well, we can't
Exactly.
thank you enough for joining us today and sharing all these wonderful opportunities that are available in all of these areas of your apostolate. So thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you folks for joining us, and stay tuned. There's more to come on Tell the People.
Coming up next, Father Michael Russo's talk in this segment, What It Means to Be Catholic, is titled Joy.
Hello, I'm Father Michael Russo, the pastor of Our Lady of Fatima. Today, the Church celebrates Gaudete Sunday, Gaude from the Latin joy. Joy because the birthday of Jesus is just a few days away. And so today, the Church gives us sort of a dress rehearsal for Christmas. The liturgical color is not the penitential color of purple, but rose. Flowers are allowed on the altar on this season of Advent. And we find our hearts now preparing for the birth of a little baby. We are people of joy. My reflection today is based on a conference given by Cardinal Timothy Dolan when he was rector of the North American College, a seminary for Americans in Rome. And he tells the true story of a priest who was asked to visit one of Mother Teresa's homes in Washington, D.C. One Easter, he went to say Mass at this hospice, and after Mass, the sisters escorted the priest to a dying man who told him, "I want to be baptized." And the priest asked why, and he told the priest, with the little bit of strength he had left, "I know nothing about Christianity or the Catholic Church. In fact, I have hated religion all of my life. But what I do know is that for 3 months, I have been here dying. And these sisters are always happy. When I curse them, they look at me with compassion in their eyes. Even when they clean up my vomit and bathe my sores and change my diapers, they are smiling. When they spoon feed me, there is a radiance in their eyes. All I know," said that man, "is that they have joy and I don't. And when I ask them in desperation,